It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. I'm trying to get Corey into the Christmas mood. So we have candy canes on deck.
That's my
There
kind.
we go. We're trying to do olfactory, auditory. Maybe I'll even put
auditory?
1, 2, 3 Christmas intro and go. There you go.
What's the auditory? The lips smacking?
Well, I'm playing Christmas music. We've been playing it on repeat. We've been playing it since last month. It is the week of the Vendy Blondies.
Week of the Vendy.
Do you want to do a marketing nugget first or hold them hostage for the Vendy Blondie talk?
We'll do the marketing nugget first in case let it go.
You guys are missing the best part of it. The Twinterest. Okay, I wanted to talk about something that I faced all weekend. I have come up with this policy that if somebody, you can call the donation truck and leave your bags of donations out front and the truck shows up. Mm-hmm. I said, if anybody calls a donation truck, because my cousins, my aunt, and my uncle, they all call them here, I will donate something that day, right?
Anything
even if it's one thing,
like one little bottle
can
cap.
be one thing. So Jen, cousin, shows up with 7 bags of donated, comforter, clothes, just a gamut of things. It was like TikTok shopping person. And I said, Bet, right? I can donate some clothes. It's now we're coming towards the end of the year, so the clothes that you haven't touched all year. You know what they are. You know what they are.
My entire closet.
Right. So I challenged myself, Heather, donate to somebody in need or to a thrift shop, whatever they do. That was the Vietnam Veterans Association. So I said, whatever they do with those clothes, somebody else having it is more valuable than it hanging in my closet up, taking up space, because I'm not even wearing it, right? And the stuff in there now is stuff I really like. It's high quality, but I'm not wearing it.
How could you?
It is hard.
Well, look what you're wearing right now.
Yep, I found it.
If it doesn't look like that, shouldn't it go?
I found it. So, you buy all these things, and I was talking to Corey about it. Like, when you buy something, it hits a dopamine. You love finding something that you like. That's I think it's Marshall's. Their tagline is treasure hunting, which perfectly embodies how it tags that brain.
That's why when you go to a Marshall's or a Home Goods, you have to buy it right when you see it, because it might not be there the next time, and there might be just 2 of it.
Marshall's is the clothes vendor bundle. So I'm going through my closet. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, not even a question, what I haven't worn this past year. I know it exactly what it is. I can go in, I can look
everything in there.
Yeah.
We've just been, me and you have recycled the same stuff in outfit situations.
Yeah. Corey and I look at the same every day.
Listen, I put on my clothes from a hamper. If it's in the hamper, I'll wear it. If it's not, I won't.
So I'm going through the closet, and I donated probably half of what's in the closet. Right? Wow. But I still know, only I know that a lot of stuff in there. And here's the thing. It's not that it's not useful to you. It's that when given the option between choosing it and something else, you're choosing something else. Mm-hmm. So over and over again, it's not that it's not nice. It's not that it doesn't look good. It's that I don't choose it. I said to myself this, and this is the theme of today's podcast. For $1 million. If someone said, I'll give you $1 million if you clean out your closet, do you know how fast every single article of clothing would be on that bed?
I wouldn't even have to look. I would just be taking chunks out.
You guys, I just call Vietnam vets to go to my closet and get it. So for $1 million, we're willing to do a lot. But when we don't see the incentive, it all of a sudden is this giant wall of illogical thoughts that we battle through.
And the problem is the incentive might not be something as blatant as $1 million. It can be something like, gives you more time.
Right. But, clean out your cookie cutters. Which cookie cutters you
If I need a cutter, I haven't used it in quite some time, whatever past Corey put it, I was looking for this cross. Where would I put it? I was like, is it in the baby shower set? Is it in the wedding set? I don't think I have just a church
Could it be in
set.
the Easter set?
It could be. I don't know. I have not found it.
We're a twin. That's right. So for $1 million, what would you do? And if you can incorporate, granted, nobody's giving you $1 million, okay? But we don't know on the other side of the action, what is the incentive? Oftentimes as small business owners, we don't have to think for $1 million because we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
But imagine that someone says, for $1 million, how many posts would you make to social media?
Oh,
my fingers would be bleeding.
Yeah, whatever you want.
So when we take away for the $1 million, when we say for a successful business, how many posts would you make to social media?
No, I'm a little busy.
Yeah. We have a lot of the excuses, but for $1 million, the excuses stop existing.
They do.
Right. So for my closet, for $1 million, I'll get rid of everything. But for not $1 million, I might use this again, even though I haven't worn it in 2 years.
Listen, preaching to the choir.
I know, man. I was so sweaty. Looking through my stuff, I was drenched in sweat with this just gymnastics, mental gymnastics.
Mental gymnastics.
So when we take that, if I gave you $1 million, how many newsletters would you send this year?
Oh, well, how many do I need to get to $1 million?
20.
I'm sending 20
50.
tomorrow. 50, say less.
It would be no issue.
Absolutely.
For $1 million. But when we don't see that, because as a business owner, it's on the backside. The incentive is on the backside. If I do this, could I get $1 million? Because we switch the sentence up, suddenly I'm too busy. It's too it's not a good email list. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't like it. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, all the excuses get there. But what if you were like, hey, if you send out 50 newsletters, you can have this storefront bakery.
Oh, 50 is nothing.
Okay, all right.
So I would say if somebody told me 50 newsletters in a year, I do, okay, we have 12 months in a year divided by 50. I just need to send out 2.5 emails a month.
That's less than Paula's Choice. They send it out every day.
Paula's Choice is a millionaire, and that's for the reason. So when we think about our businesses, if you added the line for $1 million, would you, and insert the task, would you do it? How many... I know people are like, but you tell us to spend time with your family. Absolutely. There's obviously a yes and a no to each side of every question. But how many times I saw somebody who's like, I won't be able to shop the vendor bill and I'm so busy. Are you watching TV? Are you watching Netflix? Are you on your phone? It's TikTok on your phone right now. How many excuses do we have before life passes us by and we're just saying, well, I couldn't because there's $1 million of a pie somewhere and whether you take your slice or not is up to you.
Right. When you word it like, hey, would you do this for $1 million? It's easy to say yes. But if I was like, hey, would you do this for a successful bakery? You'd be like, well.
Less tangible. More subjective. But we don't know on the other side of that task if there's $1 million bakery.
And there could be $1 million bakery. It's so easy. And guys, listen, we are of you.
Part-time workers. What if I said, if you make 10 posts a week on social media, you don't have to go back to your day job? Would you do it? What if that was the option you had? Right?
I know.
There's people who have taken their side businesses into full-time businesses and quit their day job and paid their mortgages off with this cookie stuff. I'm not telling you something. The $1 million is a little bit of a stretch. Who knows? Maybe it's there. Please remember us when you're famous. But quitting your day job, finding a job that you like, finding more time to spend with your family because you work from home, paying off your mortgage, paying down your student loans. These are all things I've seen people do with the information provided in the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group. So knowing that that's an option, how much does it take for you to actually put the work in?
And how big are your excuses that they outweigh
$1 million?
Your $1 million.
That's a big old excuse.
Listen, if you said, Corey, clean out your junk drawers for $1 million, I'd be flipping them over with that.
I wouldn't even look at the drawer. I'd be like, it's all gone. I don't care.
I don't even know what half the
You take that spare tape. It's probably really old. So when I was cleaning out my closet, I had all this logical reason why I couldn't get rid of this skirt or this dress or this outfit.
And all those reasons made sense.
They made total sense. And my brain was able to exist with the fact that I did not wear it in the past 3 to 5 years and I may wear it tomorrow. My brain is not logical. It is emotional. But when paired with the statement, but for $1 million, would you donate that right now? Your head would have spun how fast it entered the trash bag, the donation bag.
I was trying a skirt the other day. And by saying trying was the key. It wasn't going past my knees. I don't know why but my mind literally said, well, what if you lose a little bit? There's not enough diets in the world, girl.
I tried on a pair of shoes and said, what if your feet got smaller? What if?
Your clown feet? Nah, man.
So when we take the thought of the incentive in the front-loaded is what we're going to call it. When we do it backloaded, we do this action and may get this result. But what if this result was guaranteed in this figurative world? How much action would you take? It would be a ton more than I think most of us are willing to do today.
Yeah.
Corey pensively looks off to the side. I know. And I was telling my grandmother, Ruth Ann has 5 shirts, 1 pair of shoes. 5 shirts and 1 pair of shoes. Not because she can't afford it, because she doesn't want to. She says, those are the only clothes I wear. And that's exactly the number of clothes I need before I wash my clothes again. And I was like, wow, I'm counting up. And this is after I did the $1 million purge. I have more clothes than days in the month still. And I'm wearing the same 2 things back and forth.
Don't even look in my drawer.
So I said to myself, Ruth Ann, what's the difference between you and me? And she says, well, I know that with fewer things, I'm a happier person. Yeah. And you have yet to learn that.
At the ripe old age of 35?
I will be 35 tomorrow. I'm 34. So that is a takeaway today. So marrying it back to cookies, let's go through what we can do. I say cookie cutter cleanup. Now, here's a great option. Corey had this genius idea. I thought it was hilarious. It worked exceptionally well. So if you want to steal this, please do. She brought all the cutters she knew she wouldn't use. Proud of you for clearing that out. That was big for you.
Listen,
that was big for you.
I put that cookie class date as my, what is it?
Clutter cleanup?
Yeah. I said, if I don't
clutter cleanup.
If I don't do it by this day, I'll be stuck with it for at least another class.
She didn't even tell me about it. She brings this giant box and she said, I'm donating these. I want people to double fist getting these out of class. So we tell everyone who shows up to class, we had 10 people. And we said, hey, in the back is a box of cutters. I cannot stress to you enough. If you walked with the box outside of the classroom, you'd be doing the right thing.
I even brought everyone like little grocery bags. Like my goal was
you committed to the bit.
Yeah, I don't like throwing things away, but if I know it's going to a good use.
So we not only went to a good use, because anything that's not being used and then is being used is a better use than keeping in your basement. We also, these people who attended our class felt that there was so much more value added, although they were getting your casts off.
Yeah.
They were like, this is some ladies. So all the people they're double fisting. Corey's got these Target, the high quality.
I even went and I was like, let me get all the
I was like, those are some high quality 5-cent bags. They're walking out. So we were down to the last two ladies and they're like, you're joking about the boxing, right? And Corey's like, if you took it, you'd be my favorite person. And off they go. They were going to donate them to their friends. They were going to donate them to kids' classes and stuff like this. So by doing that, she was able to not only clear the clutter, she was able to grow our cookie class business. Because guess what? Everyone who gets a cutter from that lady who took the box, who's she going to tell them she got it from?
Yeah, I got it from this weird chick.
So bringing it back to business management. For $1 million, would you get your Gmail to inbox zero?
Absolutely.
You would delete everything because you know you don't need it.
Absolutely.
But when you don't have the $1 million incentive, you think, I might need this.
Yeah, my mixing bowl email, it's the only things in it are what I need.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's
a new thing for you.
Yeah, but my personal email, there's like 20,000.
Archer took down your personal email and he said, you spelled your mom's name right, buddy. Okay, what else? So I'm saying clean out your inbox. I'm saying post to social media. If I said $1 million 3 times a week, 4 times a week.
Oh, say less. I will absolutely post 4 times.
One newsletter a month for 12 months. That's 12 emails.
Yes.
$1 million.
Yeah, for sure. No brainer. No brainer. My new thing also is I am a packaging hoarder. And the reason why I'm a packaging hoarder is I love packaging. Okay. But then I don't want to use it because I'm like, if I use it, then I don't have it anymore. But the value of the packaging for my business is using it. So I need to use it unapologetically because it's going to benefit my business.
Yeah, that's a great
using
point.
It.
I call it using stuff with reckless abandon.
Exactly.
Yeah, so my kneecap looking a little dry. I'm going to get you some really expensive moisturizer.
Your finest skincare is doing nothing.
And it expires.
Sitting on the counter.
Your sprinkles expire.
That's why I just want to tell you, the things that have been clicking this brain.
Okay.
Sprinkles expire. Why am I measuring an ounce? I know to keep your cost, it's good to know your cost. But if I can get these sprinkles gone before they expire, so it's either they expire and they throw out, nobody gets to enjoy them.
Or you give them to your clients
who love you. And then guess what?
They'll be back to buy more sprinkles.
I'm the best value.
Yep.
For the dollar. A lot of us will overspend on packaging because it's fun. You know, Target crates are woohoo.
We're not getting them this year, so everyone clutch the ones they have.
Now everyone's like, I already sold them. Does anyone have any extras? I already gave mine away to a baker who had sold them. Got brownies out of the deal.
Yeah, not a bad trade.
But using the stuff that you have or giving it to someone who can use it.
I saw on I think it was a financial audit type of podcast, and they're like, everything you acquire for your business that you don't use is a 0% return.
I know. That's what I'm saying too.
Yeah. So you are, I'm going to say it, you're a loser if you buy something and don't use it. You are a bad business person. But to redeem yourself, if you buy it and you use it aggressively, you are a winner. You've taken that investment, you've taken that $10 of boxes and you turn them into $50, $100, $150 of profit. And you, my friend, are a savvy business owner. And for $1 million, that's where you're headed with that logic.
It is. And just the cost of the storage that this stuff takes.
I wish we could find the monetary cost of storing things. I think a lot fewer of us would.
I had gotten these little scribes, which is just a toothpick thing, that you put in the DIY kits and have a little pumpkin at the top. Yeah. And I said, exactly if I don't use them now, they will have to sit there for another 11 months. Yeah. Sometimes you can use them for fall. And I said, that's a way too much. That's just storage taking away from something new, something innovative, something that can business.
Bring you $1 million.
That can set me apart from the competition and give me the mill.
I love him or hate him, whatever. Matt Rife, right? Speaking of just that one post that makes all of the difference, if you read, I think it came across my TikTok, and they were saying what catapults you to kind of this stardom level status where everyone kind of sees this dude doing comedy or whatever, right? And he said it was so crazy. I was so unwanted that my friend got picked up for a comedy show and an event, and they said, we specifically do not want you to bring him. And he said, well, I'm not going to do it without him. The show is us together. And he said, and then Matt Rife said, it's so embarrassing to be at a place where you were not wanted. He said, so we went out to dinner that night. I'm in just a mood. I'm not happy. I'm just, it's so embarrassing. And someone said, just post the clip that you already made. Just post that one clip from the show you did a couple of weeks ago. Who cares? You already did it. And they said that one post went viral with like 30 million views. And he said, if it wasn't for that one post, I wouldn't be here today. Mm-hmm.
Heather has not been on TikTok since she has not seen Matt right now.
I downloaded TikTok on Friday.
Her in after.
I'll be watching TikTok on Friday when I download it again. But the concept being for $1 million, he didn't know it was backloaded $1 million. For $1 million, would you have posted that video? And if you knew that you were going to be catapulted to stardom and apparently falling from grace also, you would have absolutely posted it. But we don't know what's on the other side of that. So often it's easy to be like, well, that one's not going to make the difference.
I remember me not wanting to make reels because I didn't think my lighting setup was good enough.
Well, it
wasn't. But then when I first started, I said, you know what? When I move, I'm gonna start making reels. One of the reels had zero sound. Don't even know what happened to the words. Someone's like, I can't hear the volume. There's the volume now. It's like, no, there's no sound at all.
It was so startling.
But it was putting myself out there that now it's grown our accounts to 110,000 followers.
But if you hadn't have taken the first step, the backloaded, what if I gave you 100,000 followers? Would you do it? Yeah. Absolutely, we would do
Absolutely. But if you would have told me when we had a piddly little 4,000, I was like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah. So, because we don't know. We don't know what's on the other side of the effort that we put in. And that's the danger of small business. That's the threat, is that we're like, well, that one won't make the difference, when that one would have made all the difference.
Treating every customer like they're your first customer. I know we talked about that, especially when I was in car sales. You never know who knows someone who could change your life.
Right.
So treating even the tiniest pre-sale person like they're your 5-star client can lead to open doors that you never knew.
Yes. It is crazy when you look back, if you want to take a minute and be introspective and thankful, because it's Thanksgiving week, and think back to that one client who became a client that brought you your biggest order, or that one email that brought you that order you never thought you'd get, or buying that Eddie, putting him out there, and then getting that giant corporate order. And now you can say you're in your corporate girly era that you wouldn't have been to if you didn't take that effort. Now, it's easy on the other side of things to be like, of course, guys, do it. But there's a lot of people who haven't done it and don't think it's out there. There's a piece of pie. I was emailing somebody the other day. I said, there's a lot of pie, but nobody can cut it for you and hand it to you. You've got to go get it yourself. We just know it's there. I can tell you it's there. I've seen it running this Facebook group for 3 years. You get to see a lot of success stories. I can tell you the pie is there. I can tell you the people that cut their own slice are the ones who ate. And I can tell you that the people who waited for somebody else to cut their slice are not eating, and they're complaining about it still.
Yeah, they're complaining about the people that have their pies.
Yeah.
Which we'll eat tomorrow. I mean, on Thursday.
Tomorrow? What are you doing tomorrow? So, if you could think this week, this month, I know December gets busy for people.
A lot of people heard, like, the new year, new me.
Let's start tomorrow.
Why not? What's the worst that can happen? You get $1 million sooner?
Yeah. The pie is there tomorrow, and the pie is there maybe in the new year, but we know that the pie is there tomorrow, so why not start labeling your efforts with, if I was promised $1 million, if I did this, would I do it? I think you're going to find that the answer is absolutely. That closet would have been cobwebs of emptiness if there was $1 million. I still use it to channel, like, probably more than I was comfortable with donating. It's ridiculous that I can't bring myself to donate the entire closet. I do need clothes to wear. That's what I said. Because I've never worn it in 3 years. And now I'm trying to say, okay, what's in there? Aggressively use it, because in 3 months, for $1 million, would you get rid of it again? And it is so hard. The brain, this is what I was talking about with Ruth Ann the other day, is the brain's capability to have two thoughts of dissonance existing in the same space. So I don't want to do this, but I do want to do this. I want to lose weight, but I don't want to go to the gym. That was me yesterday when I didn't go to the gym. And, you know, you can say, I want a closet that's easy to sort through, but I don't want to donate anything. And those can all exist in the same brain, and both of them feel really logical. Mm-hmm. But on the flip side, for $1 million, what would it look like? I can tell you it's going to be a lot different than what my brain, because I think the $1 million wager shines a light on what's
important.
Yeah, what makes sense and what's illogical. Mm-hmm. In our brain, a lot of illogical things can exist along with things that make sense. But when we shine the $1 million spotlight, would this still make sense? Absolutely not. Donate everything in my closet. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, you want to do the altar call?
Please treat your business like it's $1 million. Because if you don't, competition will.
Oh, you do that fast. Okay, speaking of, we are, how long into this? 21 minutes. Is that a good marketing nugget?
Yeah.
I don't want to take up too much of your life. I do want to segue to the Vendy Blendy, which is on Friday, Black Friday. So today is Tuesday. I'll post this as soon as Corey's.
If I never
talk about it again.
Make or see a Vendy Blendy video from another trainer, it will be too soon.
If you guys unfollowed our Facebook pages, our group, because the Vendy Blendy was inundating, I respect you for making a great call. But after Friday, I can promise you that you'll never hear that word from my lips.
You will never
hear it from my lips. Stay tuned for Corey's next picture. For $1 million.
Listen, if I was making $1 million,
these pipes would be warped.
Serenade, Taylor Swift concert, I would be there on there.
The melody and melodone. Call us Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. But the Vendy Blendy is Friday. It is the biggest Vendy Blendy by over 2x that we've had. We have double the amount of vendors, but I think we have 3 times the amount of giveaways.
And let me see how many pendies right now. If you don't know, the Vendy Blendy is on Friday. You will pend. You will pend until midnight. A lot of people are like, why am I still pending? I'm not getting the sales. There's 6,447 people pending right this second. On Friday at 12 midnight.
Okay.
Is that correct? Why do I always feel like that sounds like on the eve of Saturday?
Yeah, because that's what it is. You're telling
me.
So then
what's the
Thursday? Thursday at midnight. So whatever Corey just said, disregard it.
Thursday at midnight. Friday at 12:01 a.m.
Yeah.
We're going to let everybody in. Me and Heather pressed the accept all button multiple times. It doesn't, if you ever wondered, it doesn't accept all.
It accepts what I think 100.
200 to 300 of you at a time. So we press it incessantly, hoping that we don't get
hopefully
flagged.
Corey, I'm literally thinking there, like, Corey, please don't click decline off. Please don't
Sometimes
click decline.
Because I'm like hovering. Like,
yeah.
You guys get in there. At the top will be pinned the discount codes that you need. People will sell out.
Who do you think will sell out?
Baby.
Acor, do you think? I think she's got more
Some
this
of her
time.
stuff's already sold out.
Oh, darn it.
Whipsy has their seasonal flavors are gone.
Yeah. Someone said, I see on their cutter shops, like a cookie cutter has 2 left in stock. They said, are you telling me that they could sell out? I said they have 2 left in stock.
Listen, we're not in charge of numbers, but have your A list and your B list.
Mm-hmm. I'll say A list, B list of wants. I'm sorry, needs.
Yeah.
Then A list, B list of wants.
I need, then I want. Mm-hmm. Get your needs out of the way, and then you can come back and shop during the day. The thing is, you don't want to leave the group and say, all right, I got what I needed, because there's over $13,000 worth of door prizes, and that's no purchase necessary. So someone got an Eddie printer last year.
Sarah Price.
All I know is it wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
It was me.
You have one. Champ.
It wasn't me.
But here, this year, we actually have, I'm going to say 3 big door prizes. So every vendor had to pay to be in the Vendy Blendy. The made-up words are hilarious. So they have to act like this is like, we're hosting the Vendy Blendy on Friday.
You can't be serious saying words.
We're hosting the Vendy Blendy on Friday. Every vendor paid $150 that pooled into giving away 2 Bamboo 1XC carbon printers. They are, I'm actually teaching live on it tonight at 6. The coolest printer I have ever seen. I've left mine on ludicrous mode. I will be showing you what that looks like.
Oh, yeah. What are you making me?
I don't know. What do you want? I was thinking I'd make a graphic in Illustrator. Maybe turn that gingerbread man that I made for the transfer club.
Okay. Yeah.
Turn him into a cookie cutter.
All right.
So we're going to pull it into Fusion 360, free software to use. I'm going to build it out with Bella. That's Sam's Cookie University. She's actually a Vendy as well. Then we're going to open the bamboo carbon slicer. It's 2 seconds. And then we're going to show you how it prints.
So even though it has a technical name, sounds fancy, Heather says it's very user-friendly.
Plug and play. I would say if you have any experience with the Ender line of printers, this is, I'm going to say 5 times easier to set up. There's no bed leveling.
You think I could set it up?
Absolutely. It's just, can you plug something in?
Wow.
It is pretty darn easy. Now, I added a couple things to mine that make it look a little bit more complicated, but just with a single spool, the setup it's plugging a couple things in and turning it on. And then the printer runs its own diagnostics. It tells you what it needs.
Wow.
And then the bamboo slicer you can actually control from your phone as well.
Wow. And we'll be giving away 2 of those. We did get Eugene, the dough sheeter dude, to donate one as a giveaway. We couldn't make the 20% off work. His margins just aren't built like that. But he's doing $25 off if you want to score.
I mean, it's a manual dough sheeter. It's just $800.
He makes manual and electric.
Yeah, but he's donating a manual one for
nice.
the door prizes are so crazy. So it's $13,000 in door prizes. I know you and I are giving away a Cookie College membership for the year. We're giving away the $2 transfer clubs, laminated, printed, and sent to your house.
$2.
But laminated, they're $100.
I know.
They get expensive. And then we're doing the 3 major door prizes. So it'll be 2 bamboo carbon X1C printers and the 3rd super secret door prize I'm not allowed to tell you.
That's
on Thanksgiving Day.
On Thursday.
I'm going to schedule a post because your girl going to be making some deviled eggs with stars. I do it night. Yeah, I like them.
I do like them too. Too much of the paprika.
No, you can't do. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna be honest. Like that little shaker of paprikas, like all of it or none of it. There's nothing.
Like hold it like that.
No, that's the mistake. You gotta put it in your hand first. Your sweaty little palm.
Ew, gross.
Yeah, squish it in your hand.
Blow it off your hand.
Yeah, lick it and then let it off every time. I'll be posting that at 9 a.m. And then we'll have some fun as we count down to the gates opening to the proverbial Vendy Blendy. And at midnight, you'll be able to enter that first door prize, which is a carbon bamboo printer number 1. And all door prizes have to be chosen by 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah. So get in there. Be square.
For $1 million, would you set the Vendy Blendy?
Here's my thing. I wanted to run this by you.
Oh, business meeting right here in the
I'm going to leave Thanksgiving lunch for moms.
Really?
At a normal, when everyone should be leaving, not overstaying their welcome. Go to bed early. I'll wake up at 11:50.
Okay.
We'll get on a conference call.
You and me?
To let people into the vending one?
Okay, I like it.
In case things go wrong.
Okay,
Warren? We'll let everyone in. I'll stay up for an additional hour.
Doing what?
Making sure everyone's following the rules.
Okay.
Then I'll go back to bed.
Okay, well, I gotta go to bed too.
No, you take over.
I never go to bed.
Then I'll go back to bed. I'll wake up at a balmy like 5:36.
Okay.
And then you go to bed.
You could almost go to bed at midnight. I stay up till 1 or 2.
I have to wait and let some people in.
Yeah, give me some midnight stuff, but go to bed at midnight. Don't stay up the hour. I'll go Facebook Live. I'll tell them how it is. I
like to look at the chaos.
Okay, and then when time are you meeting in tomorrow?
Not till like 11:30.
I'm getting there at 10:30. You little crazy mayhem. You know it fills up.
It does not.
Black Friday.
I'm getting
good spot. When you have to drive past me to go up to the upstairs, remember that you came on. I want to plant my little bun hiney at Season 52 and people watch until my eyes bleed.
If the spots at Season, if people are already turning off. Go
on.
All right, go back onto the podcast.
So we have the Vendy Blendy. It is this Friday. There is 70 vendors. It's a lot. It's a lot. The only people who can post in the Vendy Blendy are the vendors. But throughout the day, the first time we're doing it this year, we'll have prompts. That way you can find products you're looking for. You can see what everyone else is shopping. Like screenshot your cart. Let me see what it is.
Question for you.
Go ahead. Yeah, I'll be at the mall. I told you.
When the Vendy Blendies, can they just post? Or is everyone on post approval?
I would like to think.
What was it in the past?
approved posts, but things have changed in Facebook groups. So I'd like to think that I can set the group to post approval, but there may be the option to pre-approve people to post, which I'll pre-approve the vendies. And the new feature Facebook just rolled out, Amy mentioned this, I didn't know about it, is limit them to 3 to 5 posts. So you can't.
If you made them mods.
If they made them mods, it would be chaotic because they could delete each other. So not saying that they would, but I'm not doing it, man. I'm not doing it. They're all set to group experts.
I invite me to be a group expert. That's okay.
That's all right. If people don't realize this, once you're set to a group expert, you can actually get a badge request. You can send in a badge request for like the type of expert that you are. That's how everyone's like, how are you a Stella
I did one
sea
and
cow?
It says the keeper of Heather, and it was not approved.
It's got to be the pre-populated ones. Otherwise, they go into your profile in a group. So we have all the vendors in, all their assistants are in, all their pages are in. The pages will be the ones that are posting.
Yeah.
And then I think there's just a couple of people who joined as themselves, so now they can't join as their page. But I'll set them as group experts. And then they'll make their posts. It will be chaotic. But it will be a blast. This is our 3rd year doing it. It had doubled the turnout in every way.
Wow.
I just need you Pender spenders, to show up and show out for these.
Okay. I remember what I was going to talk about.
Okay.
You guys have the Vendy Blendy all wrong.
Okay.
You're like, oh, I don't like spending money. I don't want to waste money. The Vendy Blendy. Here's the thing. The Vendy Blendy is there for you to save money. Mm-hmm. Are you going to teach classes? Do you plan on giving your business card out at least once next year?
Oh, got friends of Benny. That's what she's saying.
Yeah. Are you going to sell advent calendars next year?
There's cookie bags from Benny.
This is are you trying to up your photos so you can make more money? These things in the Vendy Blendy aren't for you to waste and spend money that you don't have. It's to help you get what you already were going to get at a discount.
Yeah, I think people are like, are these just like made up discounts? No, their prices at 20% off for 24 hours.
Absolutely. So what you need to think is that, what am I going to need in the new year? Am I going to teach cookie decorating classes? Okay, maybe I can go to Sweet Pink Olive and score some of the class sets. Am I going to use an airbrush so I can stencil? I'm going to score an airbrush at 20% off. Mm-hmm. Do I want to do PYOs because they're easy? They're 2 colors and you can charge $8 to $15 for them? Yes, I'm going to get the sweetest tier stencil holder. Okay. Do I want to up my packaging? I do. Dare to Bake, Miss Cookie Packaging, and the Cookery have grease-proof backers now.
Great one.
It's not about wasting money. You can get a bazillion cutters you don't need. We do it all year long.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You need to go in strategically with what you need. If you use Bakety Bake as some meringue powder all year long, save the money and get it at 20% off on Friday.
Yeah. Corey thinks that one's going to sell out. She even said she's staying up to midnight to snag it from you guys.
It's number 1 on my list.
You guys' just clutches. Yeah. But yeah, she's running 20% off. She's been a sponsor of the podcast since we started years ago. She's only ever run 10% off. Mm-hmm. Corey even said, I have to buy this because I've never seen it at 10% I have to. Load up so we don't have to buy it all year.
Alright. It's just the storage is hard.
30 pounds.
In my tiny little toothpick of the house.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever you feel is necessary. You don't need to live. You need to store Bakety Bake. So yeah, the Vendy Blendy is crazy. You can pen to join the Facebook group. You can go vendyblendy.com. If you want to go on Facebook, you can search Vendy Blendy 2023. You'll get in at midnight or very close there, and then you'll actually be removed from the group violently and with prejudice at the next midnight.
But it's so much fun. You guys have no idea. If this is your first Vendy Blendy, it's a blast. You get in there, you save money.
Does it feel weird talking about like a made-up word? Like it's like serious?
Yeah, last time when it was Vendor Blender, I felt more professional. This time, not only am I being like, hey, do you want to be part of the Vendy Blender? Let me explain those words real quick.
Let me explain it.
You can't Google them. They're not real words.
Yeah, I know. It sounds so stupid, but boy, is it a blast when you're allowed to get in there and shop the details.
It's a blast. It is a blast.
The door prizes, I think, I'm going to say, so we have 70 vendies. I'm going to say about 60 vendies participated in door prizes.
Insane.
I know.
Insane.
I know. I've been teaching Facebook Lives in the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group. If you want to kind of preview of what the Vendy Blendy is 101,
a lot of people said they loved you deep diving into their website.
I know. How crazy. Yeah. I felt like I was a blind lady.
I think there's one.
This is why I said, Corey, how's that live? And she was like, it is interesting to see what somebody with no clue thinks is neat.
Just Heather saying like, and that looks like a blast. That right there is interesting. I think one shop is carrying Jenna Ray's gold.
Yeah, there is.
And like, listen, We'll be fighting in the checkout.
Corey, I want you to fight. You actually have access to the discount code.
Generate Gold and Big Bake are my first go-tos because those will sell out.
Okay.
And only 2 of the shops are carrying those, and they have limited amounts.
Get it. You already in, buddy. You already in.
I know it. I don't know the code.
I'll give them to you on midnight on Friday. You can wait with the rest of us. This should be a lot of fun. Again, if you want to join, you just pen in the group until Friday. We take it from there. The Cookie College is also running some discounts. It'll be the cheapest price we ever offer. It'll be, if you pay for yearly, it'll come out to $51 a month. It's currently $76 now. $51 a month. You actually get more than double what the Cookie College members had last year when we were in this promotion. I did a Facebook Live on that as well at 6 p.m. last night. It's Vendy Blendy 101 Cookie College discounts. And it kind of breaks down how that all works. If you're not able to join the Vendy Blendy group, but you still want to snag that discount, it's the only thing you're allowed to purchase. So just be ready to go. No code needed at thecookiecollege.com.
I'm excited. I'm excited for it to be over.
Corey and I, last night I had a call her for something. And she was like, if I never heard or said the word in another year, I would still be too sharp.
Like, me and Heather know marketing. But the thing that puts this to the test is always, never said I knew English or grammar.
Okay.
I only know marketing. That puts this to the test. It really, really exhausts our audience. Is the Vendy Blendy.
We massacre our audience so that they hate the word Vendy Blendy, but they buy into it because it's so fun.
But we will be doing a podcast on how we marketed the Vendy Blendy
Let's
and
do that
how
next
you
week.
can. We're going to say the
best
words again.
Practices.
We'll have to say.
I need to get rid of it. We call it the VB. The burner. The afterburner.
The afterburner.
So tomorrow is your birthday.
Tomorrow is my birthday.
What is one thing you learned? Why is your eye twitching? What is one thing you've learned in the last year that you would pass on to somebody else?
That
the Vendy Blendy is Friday.
The Vendy Blendy is on Friday. The early bird. That's the one.
That's a Vendy Blendy. What's one for your personal life?
Something that I've learned in the last year?
Yeah. Let me ask you something personal that you've experienced in the last year that you've enjoyed, and something business that you've learned that you'd pass along.
Personal in the last year I've enjoyed. I feel like Archer is now of the age where it's fun to hang out with them.
Good.
Like we can have a conversation. Granted, it's like, what if aliens invaded?
I was talking about you the other day. You know when you thought Archer's going to like always love you and not want to drive? Like an idiot.
Yeah, I know. I want to drive.
Corey, Archer had said when he was 7 that he didn't want to drive and he wanted to spend time with his mommy. And Corey's like telling me as if that's actually going to happen. And I was like, yeah, he's going to want to drive a car.
I know. Now that he has a cell phone.
Different.
Then I can really see that. I'm a big team over there.
It's so funny. In the last probably 2 months, I'm going to say, Archer started sleeping in like a teenager because he's 14, right?
Oh my God.
Like Corey used to be so early to things, and now she's like, I'm running behind. I got a teen.
I don't understand it. I have to repeat it. This is the things I say.
You always had to repeat it, buddy. Say it.
Huh?
Say it as if I'm Archer.
Brush your teeth, bud.
Yeah, bud.
Brush your teeth. Brush your teeth.
Yeah, that's when he gets serious.
Tie your shoes. Tie your shoes. Get out the door.
Can I tell you what happens on Saturday when I go to my mom's? My nephew Archer loves going to my mom's house. He brings his computer. We help him with him barely. But this is how they leave every time. Arch, bud, we're leaving. Pack up. Arch, what did I say? Arch, bud, we're heading out. I'm in the car.
Arch, I won't say it again. I must, like, am I too fast at life? Am I just living a fast life?
I was teaching a Vendy Blendy Q&A session, and one of them was like, wow, that you're talking so fast.
When I have a thought, like, he must, you know, like people who stop and smell the roses, that's him. Mm-hmm. I'm running over the roses. I don't understand why there's no amount of rush.
Dude has none of it.
There's no rush.
I think because you rushed him forever, he doesn't have a correlation.
I don't think
rush.
he feels like. I think if there was fire and I was like, "Bud, you gotta get out," blood pressure. I do not understand. It will like annoy. I try now.
You've done really good just separating yourself.
Yeah, just to sit in the car.
Somebody would be like, as if I'm Corey's keeper. They'd be like, "Where's Corey? She's on TikTok in her car." Archer hasn't even got his shoes on. No,
I know. It's so wild to me. And I mean, I eat food really fast.
We move fast.
I move very fast. We have a fast walking pace.
Corey's walking pace at the mall. Finally, I have to be like, I'll see you at the car. I'm done.
I'm living a fast life in these streets. I want to just tell you, first off, Archer's body odor is uncontrollable.
Can you let that kid on the hook?
No, I said, I went to the store to get a bag of cheese, and I came out. He had ruminated in the car with his volume. I said, listen, I'm going to tell you
something. You need to get a different brand. What are you buying it? Please don't say Axe.
I think it's Old Spice.
Maybe say Axe. That'll permeate everyone.
I went to empty the trash can. Tell me, who out there taught my son to spit out gum in a not lined trash can?
Oh,
I'm like trying to shake it out. It's like, what are these small little glaciers at the bottom?
There was 6 gum. Clearly, it's been taking out Corey's mind space. But she sends a Snapchat on Saturday. It's like, I'm running late. We got a 10. It's like, but that's been kind of recent.
He's not moving.
I'm sorry, did you give us a life tip? And a business tip?
Train your kids to move faster.
Yeah, was that what the tip was?
No, I don't know.
I went a positive and upper.
Oh, an upper of something I've learned in my personal life?
Time is not forever.
If you don't ask for stuff, odds are you might not get it. So it's okay to ask if you need help, if you need an anniversary gift.
Communicate your needs, whatever they may be. Now, what's something in business you've learned in the past 34.999?
Organization is going to make you more efficient. Yeah. If you spend 1 hour looking for a cookie cutter, you have wasted 1 hour in your business that you could be using something else. So organizing, I put all my shred in one spot. So if I don't have it in there, I do not have that color shred. Before I'd be like, where did I hide it? Which closet could it be in? And I would buy the same color twice, and that's wasted money, wasted funds, wasted time. Right. So organization in your business is going to make you more efficient. It's going to make you more productive, and it's going to make you that $1 million.
Okay, let's say you spent 15 minutes finding a cookie cutter. Sure. Let's say you did that twice a day.
Yeah.
Okay.
30 minutes.
Okay, so we got 30 minutes twice a day. 30 minutes total. And now let's say we do that for 365 days of the year, right? So we're going to do 30 times 365. Okay, and then we're going to divide that by 60 so we can see the hours spent. That'd be 182 hours of your year spent looking for a cookie cutter.
Insane.
Just by spending 15 minutes, which sounds so benign.
15 minutes, like you could do that like logging on to Facebook and scrolling. There's 15 minutes of your time.
No, I'm so sorry. That's 2 hours and 20 minutes of my time.
My thing was like, you've spent at least 8 hours on your phone.
It's my job.
I need the podcast. It's just being more.
What could you learn with 182 hours? How many skills
the guitar?
Could you master?
I don't know.
Let's not talk about the guitar. Yeah, in 182 hours and just spending 15 minutes twice a day, so 30 minutes at one time, every day this year, 182 hours. Let me see how many hours it take to get your private pilot's license. How many hours to get private pilot's license? That is 40 hours.
Wow. You could be a three-timer.
You could fly 3 planes at once. You could be Tom Cruise.
Yeah, so that's why I went through the cutters. And cutters that I knew I was not going to use or I had 2 of. Mm-hmm. I need to get those out of my way, out of my sight.
Not only did it build great rapport with our cookie classes, it could have saved you 15 minutes twice a day for 365 days. Great tips for the 35th.
What have you learned in your
business?
35 years.
Of business? I'm person?
Yeah.
I'm going to say for business, boundaries. I know, it's a big lesson in that one. I struggle. I'm a ship in the waves. But this year, I said if it doesn't bring me joy, it probably is my body saying, please don't do it. Please don't do it. And then I've communicated in very respectful ways. Hey, I think that I love what you guys are doing. I don't think it's the same direction that we're headed. And I would love to give you the opportunity to flourish without me. Enjoy that time. Best of luck.
Whatever. Is that your personal life or your professional?
I'm going to say that's professional.
And what's your personal one?
I like what you kind of said with communicate needs. I think a lot of times we just hope that people kind of feel.
Heather's very much a gift giver, but she likes gifts given to her also.
But it's a Rubik's Cube or deciding.
But what she does is she gives a gift. You're like, oh, was very nice. That's so nice of Heather
attached.
to give
the strings you cut to get into it would not.
That she's expecting one back.
The strings you cut. So yeah, I think I've always felt it was pretty awkward. I'm like, hey, I need a ride. Which I've overcome this time.
You've overstayed your welcome.
I needed a ride from Corey last week on Tuesday. And I was like, good old time.
Yeah. We tried to jump her car. It was not jumping. Good thing I had jumper cables.
And then we got to drive together into the sunset. So communicating your needs and hopes and wants and fears, I guess. And then for
having
the day
a sister
job.
with a reliable job.
Thank you, Akira, for sponsoring this podcast today. And then for business, it is that boundary respectfully communicated. Yeah. No is not a complete answer. No is a complete answer for a bad salesperson. No, but here's a company I can recommend for you, or 3 bakers who are available. That is somebody who understands how to make.
I got a random question that I've seen people ask in the group. Someone said, do you think you can send me pictures of the sets as you're decorating them? I said, no, I can't, but I appreciate you asking. What I can do is usually get fairly close to what you're asking for, but I'll send you a final photo before I pick up.
Can do attitude right there.
Can do. And she's like, oh, that sounds great.
And do you make the sale?
Yes.
Sweet.
After you do that sale tomorrow.
Well, darn it. It's our birthday. I'm going to need you to get it knocked out tonight.
I cannot.
I think we need to go see a movie tomorrow.
No, I can.
Really?
I can't.
You meet me for lunch?
I can meet you for lunch, but not a move.
What
movie would you even want to see?
Mom and Son's I don't even care.
The Journey to Bethlehem?
Absolutely. I will journey over there. Journey to the popcorn line. Extra butter, please. I'll go by myself then. You can't hold my back.
I'll do lunch.
Okay.
But a 2 dozy?
That's on you, champ.
It was originally 1 dozen, and then you're like, can I make it down?
Corey said a boundary I never met.
When it comes to money. So, okay.
For $1 million, you better believe you're going to get 2,000. That takes us through the marketing nuggets, the Vendy Blendy, our birthday recap. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Moving on to the sponsors. We have Bakety Bake, which is what Corey is buying. She will fight you in line. It is in meringue powder. It has everything you need to be awesome. It includes corn syrup,
white food coloring,
and
corn syrup.
Okay, again.
And vanilla extract.
And for the first time ever, it is 20% off at the Vendy Blendy. If you want to ensure you get it and you don't mind only getting 10% off, that's code TWINS at checkout.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people were ordering it already and they're like,
you gotta do what you gotta do. But I am somebody who wants to ensure, because here's the problem. If she sells out for the Vendy Blendy at 20%, she's not going to be available for the 10.
Exactly.
That's who I am as a person.
Next is AE Court Backers. We love her. She will be part of the Vendy Blendy. She's 30% off. She only does this once a year, folks. If you want these are what I used to take.
You sound like a QVC commercial.
Huh?
You sound like a QVC commercial.
If you would like to get your hands on these, I love the matte white finish, polar white. She's tons of marbles, tons of wood. Whatever your style is, she has it. Someone asked to see a bunch of the pictures of me using the lemon one because that was their brand color.
Pictures of you.
Pictures of me laying on the lemon one. But if you would like to snag those before the Vendy Blendy, you can actually score 20% off using code SUGARCOOKIE. But Friday for 24 hours, it will be 30% off.
Not bad. And last but not least, not a vendor, doesn't run discounts, knows their worth, but they do run a military and first responder discount. You can message them for that. It is Eddie the Edible Food Printer. If that sounds insanity, it's because it is.
It's the coolest thing ever.
It is a printer for food that you can eat. You can eat the printer. No, you can eat the printer's ink. It's edible ink. It sounds insane. You're thinking stencils, airbrush. No, I want you to imagine something you can print on a piece of paper, but on a cookie. Pretty crazy. You can learn more about Eddie at the Eddie Printer Users Group on Facebook. That name they got there is pretty long.
It is.
But they have extended their office hours so that people around the world, because it does ship internationally, can get a one-on-one hour of tutoring session with Eddie for free of cost. Even if you bought the printer used, you can still redeem that.
Listen, you've got a Santa in your life. Now is the time to be dropping those hints.
You can't be good enough. Eddie's $3,000, by the way. You can't be good enough in like two and a half a month to get an Eddie. Have you been bad all year?
No, you've been good all year. Now you have to do the
For
groundwork.
those who have been good
you have to market to Santa.
Tell your Santa in your life that you've been real good, and you'll go get in your corporate girl ear with the Eddie in hand.
Next week, I wanted the podcast to be what to buy the baker in your life.
Oh, okay. Do you want
that? You you just turn on the podcast extra loud.
Okay, we can be like, if you love your wife or husband, you would have bought them an Eddie by now.
That's what I said. And then we would just say the things that makers want.
Okay, bet. Let's do that instead. We'll give ourselves a breather from the Vendy Blendie.
Yes.
We'll do that in 2 weeks.
That'll be good.
That'll be good.
And then you can start dropping those hints and we'll help you. We're Santa's little helpers.
I'll say that some husbands have messaged the page and they ask me every year what to get their wives.
Absolutely.
For their $1 million ladies.
So we'll do our top 10 list.
Okay.
What to buy at the bake in your life to grow their bakery business. And
what if we did this? What if we did top 5 most expensive, top 5 middle, and top 5 cheap stocking stuffers? That way we cover the gamut.
I'll think about it.
Okay. We can splice this more ways in one body. Whatever you want to do. So that takes us through that. Did you want to check the voicemails? I mean, the text.
Is there?
You little lady, have a good attitude. I'm checking. I've had to teach so many Facebook Lives. I'm like constantly closing out of my tabs so people don't say, what are you looking up? Little stuffed animals? Yeah, I am. I like the jelly cat stuff. Okay, let me go to hello. Let me go to texts. Corey's eating her candy cane.
I am. I'm sorry.
Text questions. I got a couple. It says, I'm super late to the ball game, but I wanted to know if you're accepting any more vendors to the Vendies. I am so sorry. We missed that one. It was only sent 3 hours ago. What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm testing it.
Okay, I'm going to say that you kind of... Oh, it's absolutely adorable scribes. And like jewelry, baker jewelry. That is so cute. I'll send a text back. I'm super late to the ball game, but I want to know if you were accepting any more vendors for the Vendy Blendie. If so, I'd be very interested. We make bespoke scribes and sweet-related giftables for those with discerning taste. Before we fill out the online form and pay, we want to double-check if this was even possible. Here is our information. Next up, we have one that just says hi, and I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. I kind of like it. All it does is say hi, and thank you so much. So that takes us through text messages. I know we've been discombobulated as we get closer to the Vendy Blendie. There's a lot of work.
It's because it's taking so much energy.
It's been good, though. What's something you learned about the Vendy Blendie this year?
What's something I've learned about the Vendy Blendie?
Yeah.
It's time consuming. My time is consumed.
How do you feel like that content? Corey's been the vendors this year. We said you could send Corey content review, and she would make these quick reels about them. I think they're around a minute long.
They're all a minute long.
I think it has been nice.
It's been nice. I feel like I've overwhelmed the audience. A lot of the vendies sent the boxes last minute.
Okay.
So that means I'm like overwhelming the audience a little bit.
What else can you do, buddy? We have 3 days.
But I just wanted to show you what they're selling. A lot of the things that they're selling, I had no idea, which is very cool to see new things. Like Miss Cookie Packaging has this cutest car cookie backer. I will be getting it. And it was like, you made my day, so I want to make yours too. And you
smart.
Put
what
the
is a car
on
cookie?
There. And it's for the car cookie.
But tell them what the car cookie is.
Car cookie is a lot of times when parents buy cookies for the kids' birthday party, they end up not eating them because they want to use them for the kids as like party favors. So you give them an extra cookie that the parents can eat in the car. One, it helps them taste what they're getting. So they can be like, ooh, this is really good. I really like it.
But great marketing. Everyone always acts like you hung the moon when you give them a car cookie.
I know.
Corey's actually used Eddie to print on the car, on a cookie, a thank you with her logo. Yeah. Pretty cute. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes you'll make an extra cookie just in case you're worried something will break in a set. And if nothing breaks, you give that as the extra one. Yeah.
Depends.
What?
Depends.
I was like, well, okay. What other sponsor do we
on? If like I'm doing a wine bottle and it's got like a skinny neck, I'll do an extra wine bottle for myself.
That takes us to the end of the podcast. We're almost at an hour. High energy.
What would you rate the quality of this
I think
episode?
the topic of if you gave me $1 million is solid. But I think our energy and organization is on.
We're
putting the dry and drive it home. I'm going to give us a 7.
A 7.
What do you think?
6.5.
Darn it.
Yeah.
Fair.
It's just because like we usually are really good with lists that we did not make one.
We didn't.
I love the topic.
Theory today.
The lists would have helped.
Are you guys even listening to me? Are we talking to ourselves?
You have a twin dress.
I got the spin brush from TikTok. The viral spin brush.
So crazy.
I did. It was on sale. I think it's weird what TikTok's doing. I would love to know more about it. Supplementing these Black Friday sales where the vendor doesn't have to pay the difference. TikTok is absorbing the discount.
I want to tell you, actually, Heather's twin dress is this weird thing she got for her birthday.
Okay, of course, playing with it.
It is a, what would you even call this?
Counter?
It is a physical counter. Like what people use when you hop on a ride at Kingston.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
That is what they...
Yeah, 3 people not buckle.
This is what you got. What are you counting? It gave her ideas of what to count. Like attempting to brush your teeth.
How many tasks you did?
What are you counting?
I don't know, man. I'm fidgeting. That's what I'm doing. Look at you go.
I have clicked it 180 times.
That's ridiculous.
My Twinterest is I got an Oreo.
No.
An Oreo.
Yeah.
Oreo. What is that called?
Heated
jacket. What's the neck? Scarf. I got a scarf.
So here's these things. A couple years ago, my mom got everyone these heated vests back when they first came out. And I will say half of them didn't work. I ended up having to exchange mine, but the product was sold out. They discontinued it, so I got this sweatshirt. But you put this giant battery pack in it from 5 years ago, and it heats up your back and shoulders. I'll say it's the Olive Garden secret weapon.
Heather uses hers every year, so I got a little jealous.
Corey wanted, so they have these sales for open box coats.
Yes, still have their tags on them. They're just not laying perfectly inside the sack.
So Corey got 50% off. The battery packs are so much smaller now. I'm not going to lie, I'm jealous. And then they had a small battery pack for a scarf. My mom could barely pry it.
She was wearing it around the house.
Do you know when you're cold and it's distracting? Yeah. You're not hypothermic, but you're cold
it's
enough
just like,
that's the only thought you have.
Yeah, so I went on a walk last night with my husband. In the dog.
How romantic.
And Nate was like, why aren't you asking to go inside? I was like, no, I'm feeling fine.
But I had the scarf.
I didn't have the jacket on, but I had the scarf.
And it has 3 heat settings. We don't make any money. They're not vendors. But it has 3 heat settings. I think this is such a great idea.
The scarf is genius.
I've worn it to every movie. Sometimes I get real cold in movies. Every Olive Garden.
Heather wears it, and it's washable. That's the crazy part.
And I have that like a germaphobe thing on my brand. You gotta have to be able to wash it. You can wash the wires. The battery pack you can, so take that out. But
so the one Heather has is like more of a sweatshirt material. Like it is definitely like a zip up hoodie type thing.
100%.
The jacket I got is like a nice puffer coat jacket.
Corey, you could wear and not look like a.
You could look like you went to. You tried.
I look like I didn't try, but I'm warm.
But that jacket has like a little fake fur around the top.
It has a cinchy waist thing, some nice pockets. It has arm pockets on the outside of the arm. I thought it was really stylish.
Yeah, and then I got the scarf just to throw him, and everyone's obsessed with it.
You were about it. And the thing, my Twinterest is this. I almost don't want to tell people about it. You don't have 3 ones. If you live near Wegmans, there are these oranges.
Are you sure you want?
I don't want to tell them. I don't want to gatekeep them. There is these oranges. They're called Satsuma oranges. Do not go eat them. They will ruin your life. You will never taste another orange and not think about.
I'm going to just explain. Easy peel.
Corey, when we walked in today to do the podcast, there was a box of them.
There was a box. They're easy to peel. I don't like oranges with really thick skin.
No. I can't have it under my nails.
Not me and you, orange. So I like it where they're easy to peel. So you can get the peel off. It's almost like those little clementines, those cuties, except for these are flavorful.
Mm-hmm. And if you're not eating cookies for lunch, oranges for lunch will be the next best thing you guys can do.
But they only make them for 1 month.
Okay, here's the thing. You don't know when your Wegmans is going to get them. And you don't know when they go. You got to get them. You got to hate yourself you ate so many. And you call it time of death. And
they still have the leaves attached, so it makes them super pretty. Great prop.
I will say, I've given them away at like white elephant gifts, and people have always enjoyed it. Yeah. Oranges.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you want to add? Some best practices for the vending? Actually, I'll tell you guys this since you're listening to the podcast. The vendies, I told them, here's how I would handle my posting strategy. Post number 1 at midnight, your sales post. Post number 2, make it your door prize entry, how to enter. Then number 3, post it at 10 to 11. Number 4 post, which is a live or a video, post it at 2 to 3. And then by 8 p.m., you have to pick your winner.
Someone asked this question to me, and I thought it was a good one. They said last year when I was in the Vendy Blendy, I just kept seeing the posts that were super popular. So the door prize posts that were already had 200-300 comments on it. If you want to be the first to comment, you can actually go into a group.
Let me ask you this. I can set that.
Nah, make it there.
What do you want me to do? I've already changed it to something.
What did you change it to?
Let me check. Keep talking.
You can go into a group and you can change the way that you see things pop up in your feed. Usually it's typically done to latest activity. So that's why you see trending posts in local groups, some baker forgot the buttercream and something and it's trending in a local community group. You can change that to be the newest post.
So I have a default to new posts. It starts off with most relevant. So most relevant, you see what's popular. Newest post, you see what's chronological.
I would say leave it to
most popular?
Yeah.
No.
To newest?
I'm thinking as an admin so I can see who's posting when.
Okay.
You can also force a group. You guys can override it on your personal settings. But you can force a group to sort the comments. I have those set to most recent. Should I do those popular?
No, most recent. Because you don't want the popular ones just to get to the top.
Okay, great. Okay, cool. Then it's ready to go. We have currently pending, as of right now, 6,450. Cool, guys. This will be a blast. We'll see you guys on Friday, and then we'll see you next Tuesday.
Thank you for putting up with us through this Bendy Monday.
It's been a lot. It's been a lot for our listening ears.
For your listening ears, I feel bad.
For our news feeds that we've inundated with more posts than they should have ever seen in pink and purple.
For you guys listening to every video that starts with, Bendy Island is.
We have been. Why not we have phones on reels?
I promise it will stop on Saturday.
After Friday, you're not allowed to speak of the Bendy Blended at all. We'll do that one last podcast on it, and then we'll not speak of it.